So, this video is about punishment. And what it entails in our criminal justice system. Now, understand the first thing that's going to happen when you are arrested is you're going to be brought to jail. Not only will you be brought to jail, but you'll be stripped out. You'll be told to peel off all of your street clothes, and you'll be given boxers and a jumpsuit, and if you're a female, you'll be given a bra. But before you can get dressed, you have an officer who does not want to look at your butthole or any other naked part of your body. He will tell you to squat and cough to see if your body has anything hidden inside of it. Now that's only part of the indignity of it. Now, I want to be clear. I'm not advocating for criminals to be treated like angels, or even to be treated humanely. There are some people in prison who need to be there. Trust me. But I want to make sure you understand the process of what's going to happen when you go to court, because it is a part of the punishment that goes on in our criminal justice system. So, we'll say that you're arrested for whatever crime. You're arrested, you go to jail, they strip you out, they give you a small bedroll, it's usually one blanket, no sheet, or if they did give you a sheet, they want a deposit. They're going to, they'll take your money just like anybody else. And then they'll put you in a room with other individuals who are just as either crazy or violent as you are. Or if you're broken, just as fucked up in the head as you are. Excuse me if I cuss. I just got out of jail, so it's kind of habit. I'm working on it. So at the same time, when this happens, in a few days, your lawyer will come to talk to you. And your lawyer is going to most likely be a public defender, or a court-appointed attorney, who just left the DA's house, and from having dinner with the DA. Maybe they just got back from the golf course. But either way, it is still going to be. He's still going to be a friend to the DA. Now, this is not a negative. This helps in plea bargains. But what your lawyer is most likely going to tell you is that take a deal. Just plead out to a deal. It doesn't matter your charge. It doesn't matter what you're charged with. They are going to tell you, take a deal. Just take a deal. Evidence isn't going to matter. Nothing else matters. Just sign this deal, and you can have, whatnot. Now, here's the kick with the deal. If you are one of these unfortunate people who are accused of a sex crime, it works like this. When you walk in, you sit down at the table, your lawyer is on the other side of the table, and he will look at you and say, look, you're going to do 750 years, okay, to life. Or you can do 3 years and plead guilty today. Now, any person who's innocent says, no, I can't do that. I'm innocent. Why would I take a deal? So the lawyer says, okay. You say, besides, the victim's lying. The evidence supports me. Whatnot. And, you start listing off all kinds of evidence that says you're innocent. Okay? you pull out a handwritten letter that says that she's going to flame you, you know what I mean, or he is going to flame you for this crime if you don't buy them a cell phone. All of that evidence doesn't matter. And your lawyer is going to tell you that. It does not matter. Here in California, it does not matter. Their actions do not matter. All that matters is what or how much time you're going to prison for. So, at the same note, you are going to say, no, I don't want no deal. Let's go to trial. Even after your lawyer says that. Then you're going to go back to your cell. And it's going to run it over and over and over in your head. 700 years to life in prison. Which means you have less than a 1/1,000,000th of a chance of getting out of prison. Ever. No matter how nice you become, no matter how respectful you are, don't matter. So, time goes by. Maybe you're a smart person. The first thing you do is research the law, which should be your move. I mean, that's, automatically, that should be a given. And you discover that you can be charged with life, but 700 years is just way too much. So your lawyer comes and sees you, or no, excuse me, you go to trial, you go to court. You walk into court, everybody in that courtroom believes you're guilty. Now, I'm using sex crimes because, I want to clarify this. I'm using sex crimes because there are over 300 sex laws in California that require zero evidence. Zero. All it takes is someone pointing the finger at you. Man, woman, child, doesn't matter. Depending on their age, depending on their gender, depending on the circumstances, there's certain circumstances that, it just doesn't matter. That's why the number one conviction in California is lewd, lascivious act upon a child under the age of 14. And the crazy part of that is I just, right there, this right here, I just committed a lewd act upon myself. And I can go to prison for it. A minor can be charged with it upon acts upon themselves. So I'm clarifying why I'm using sex crimes. There are other non-sex crimes that require zero evidence as well. Terrorist threats, a variety of other things. So, kind of got off track, so let's get back to it. So you walk into the courtroom, everybody in that courtroom believes you're guilty. The judge says, no bail. Why? Because you're a sex offender. Or you're charged with a sex crime. Or you have a history of, arguing with your spouse in the street once. Okay? Even though you were walking away. Then, when you go back, after court's over, that's that. You go back and your lawyer tells you, look, and we're back on these sex crimes again. The lawyer's going to looks at you and says, look, 300 years to life or 27 years in prison, in state prison. And now, and this person that's innocent is like, dude, I'm not taking a deal. Not happening. I'm going to trial. I want you to talk to all these people. I want you to get this evidence. I want you to, okay? So, right there, right, you just fulfilled your side of effective assistance of counsel because you have given an instruction to your representative. And I want to say that again. Your representative. He does not work for the county, for the state, for anyone else. Legally, he works for the county. Okay? But he is your representative under Strickland v. Washington, 446 U.S. 668. Okay? Look that case up. Read it. Know your rights. So from that point on, he's obligated to do those things. Now, here's where everybody messes up. They don't document it. And because they don't document it, there's no evidence of it. And understand, once you're accused of a crime, you're a liar. Period. It doesn't matter what else happens. You're a liar. So let's get down to it, right? You're like, oh my God, dude, I didn't do this. You need to stand up and help me. So he goes away. And then you don't hear from him for 3 weeks. You're calling and calling and calling. And you're like, man, hey, I thought of all this other evidence that'll prove my innocence. It'll, whatnot. Boom. So then you call home. And your mama tells you that the police have searched her house, even though she lives 3 counties away from you. And they were looking for whatever. Evidence of your guilt. That the police keep pulling her over. Repeatedly. That, your kids, if you have them, that are in school, now have police officers coming to their classroom to discuss you with them. And I'm not talking about sex crimes right now. I'm talking about just in general. Your friends, your family, they're all harassed until you plead guilty. To the day, especially if there's corruption. It's the number one sign. If there's police corruption, they are never going to let it go. Ever. Never. And you'll never prove your innocence. Ever. Because they'll just keep making up evidence until you're convicted. So, your lawyer finally gets a hold of you. Right? I know I'm kind of jumping around, but I have a lot of anger about my case. So, your lawyer finally gets back to you and says, man, look, I've already explained this to you. All your evidence don't mean crap. Nothing. And you're like, dude, there's no DNA. There's no witnesses. There's no nothing. I got 25 people that says I was at the park. That I don't even know this girl. Hey, or guy. Hey. And your lawyer is going to look you dead in the face and say, it does not matter. Period. So what do you do then? Your evidence doesn't matter. Your witnesses don't mean nothing. What can you do? So that's when you file a Marsden motion. Okay? Because your lawyer's not working for you. But the chances of getting a Marsden motion, I mean, literally, you have better luck at growing the opposite sex's genitals in the next 45 seconds than you do in getting a Marsden motion. See my other video, you'll see what I'm talking about. So that'll be denied. So once you're told you can't have a new lawyer, your evidence doesn't matter, and all your lawyer's telling you is sign this deal for 27 years to life. Or sign this deal, or no, you don't want life? Okay, sign this deal for 16 years and you can go home in 12. Or you can just not go home at all, ever. That is our criminal justice system. Now, once you get out, okay, we'll say you're convicted of a sex crime. Once you get out, nobody wants to hire you. Nobody will give you a house. No opposite sex or even the same sex wants to date you. You are a pariah, period. You're not just a felon, you're a sex offender felon. Now, let's say you're not a sex offender. When you get out, you're a felon. You cannot have a business. Certain businesses you're blocked. You can't be a security guard in California. I got over 15 years of experience in private security. I was a bodyguard for years. Okay, I wanted to get my PPO, and here in California, had an investment firm offer me $13.5 million to invest in the county that I live in. And because I'm a felon, I can't have it. Okay? I can't get my PPO. Professional licenses like that, it's out. You can't rent certain houses. Just being a regular felon. Just not a sex offender felon. Just a regular felon. Who cares about guns and all that shit? Fuck, I need a house. You know what I mean? I mean, I'm not trying to rob somebody. I'm trying to live. I'm trying to get on with my life. But they don't want that. They want me to go get a gun, and they want me to go stick somebody up. They want me to rob somebody. They want me to beat on somebody. And they make it to where I can't work and I can't do anything. Case in point, I had a delivery job 3 days after I got out. Delivering furniture. My parole officer told me no. You know. So, I mean, look, you know, being a felon sucks. And it doesn't just suck. It blows. Because you lose everything. Everything. You're no longer a citizen. And I'll do another video here on the importance of a pardon. But, you know, honestly, being a felon is horrible. It really is. But it's not the end of the world. Being a sex offender felon, that's a whole new game. Whole new game. You got nothing. I mean, you got nothing. I mean, I know people that are just stuck. I mean, stuck. Can't get a job. Can't get a house. Can't get companionship. You know. And all because, you know, just shit happens. And I'm gonna do another video about the lack of availability of certain evidence in California courts, in the criminal justice system. The point of all of this is that punishment for a felon doesn't end. In 75 years, you will still be punished for a crime that you did at 18. No matter how much you've changed your life. I mean, sure, you can move on. You know, if you're not a sex offender, you can move on. You can go on to get an education. You can go on to be a low-wage, you know, person that lives on with your life. And you can be pretty productive. You know, I mean, life is what you put into it. So if you want it, you're going to get it. If you don't want it, well, you're not. But if you're a sex offender, you got nothing coming. You can't go to college. You can't go to school, trade school. You can't get a house. You can't get a job. I know guys that have put guns in their mouth, ready to blow their own head off, because it's like, why did they let me out? Why did, you know, and a lot of these guys are innocent. They really are. I mean, they're not like, I didn't do it innocent, but they're like, I was at a party, this girl told me she was, you know, 19, and I believed her, you know, and they don't care, you know, none of that matters. But my point is for all of this is, if you are in court, never, ever take a deal. 90% of the time, the DA has no evidence. He really doesn't. And they threats and intimidation. And the punishment and indignity upon your life is lifelong. It doesn't matter where I go in California. It doesn't matter where I go in the nation. I am a felon. And that's just the end of it, period. I got nothing coming. You know, and for me, my punishment just keeps building. They rip me away from my family. They won't give me a job. I can't get a job. I can't get a house, because this community around here, where I don't know anybody, is difficult for me to start over. I mean, back home, I had a house, I had a car, I had a job, I had my wife, I had, I was set. I was ready to go. Ready to start my life all over. But their goal is to make sure I don't. Not all of them, but a good majority of them. So again, please, I beg you, from one citizen to another, know your rights. Please. Get California criminal practice and procedures from the Continued Education of the Bar book and read it. Please, I beg you. You will learn so much of your rights in that book. It's unreal. It's a little pricey, but it's worth it. So, hey. So like always, subscribe, review, and watch again. Alright, stay tuned, because I got a couple other videos I want to make today.